Hello everyone, my name is Katie Novak and this is my lesson for our remote mathematics internship mini teach lesson. This is going to be a lesson for second grade over coin and dollar bill value. And so my standard is that students will identify coins and bills and their values. And then my objective for this lesson is the students will be able to identify coins and bills along with their dollar amount with 100% accuracy when presented with a visual aid. And so because this is a remote lesson, it's going to be hard to really give worksheets or do anything like that, and I'm not really a big fan of worksheets. So it's going to be a lot of visual aids, student collaboration during this, and because it's on Zoom, I would just have to do my very best today. So to begin, I would have all coins and dollar bills up to a $20 bill, potentially just photos of a $50 bill and a $100 bill, depending on if I have that access to that or what that looks like. But we might just go up to $20 bills just to begin. And so it's going to be a lot of repetition, a lot of repeating what I'm saying for students to really learn the name of coins and bills and their value. So first I would start by welcoming my class to the Zoom, and then I would ask a couple of my students if they've ever had an experience with earning money, spending money, or even seeing money. I will ask them to use good speaking voice and to use complete sentences, because that is a way that I'm going to be integrating English language arts, is by them recounting this experience. And so after they give me a couple of ideas of when they've been familiar with money, some of them maybe haven't been. It just kind of depends, home situations and this, but I'm going to ask people for accounts of when they've had money before. And so after that, I'm going to mute all my students. I'm going to have control of the mute button, and I'm going to hold up all of the coins and dollar bills to explain to students, again, the name and the amount. I'll probably start with bills, because it's pretty easy for students to say, this is a $1 bill. Oh, there's a 1 on it, it's worth $1. And then $10 bill, oh, that's the number 10, because they're in first grade, they'll know the number 10 and 20. And so these will be kind of easier, but I just need to reiterate to them, this is a $10 bill. It is worth $10, to use that exact language when discussing money. So we'll go through $1 bill, $5 bill, $10 bill, $20 bill. Like I said, potentially 50 or 100. I may just have to kind of gauge that on how they're doing with the smaller bills. My main focus is going to be on the coins, because these can be a little trickier for students because there's not the exact cent worth. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold up a coin. So I'm going to pretend like this is part of my lesson. Okay, first graders, this is our first coin for today. This is a penny. Can everyone, even with your mute on, say penny? Ready, go. Penny. A penny is the only brown colored coin, and it is worth 1 cent. This coin value is the least amount of money that can be on something. So it's worth 1 cent. And then I'll ask, who can tell me how many cents makes up $1? Does anybody know? This will not have been talked about prior, but some students might know the answer. So I'll say $1, this $1 bill is worth 100 pennies. Each penny is worth 1 cent. So we need to get up from 1 cent to 100 cents. So 100 pennies makes up $1. So repeat after me, say it with me. 1 penny equals 1 cent, equals 1 cent. The next coin that we have is the next lowest coin amount. It is the nickel. Can everyone say nickel? Nickel. The nickel is the second biggest coin, but it's the third in how much money it is worth. So if 1 nickel is worth 5 cents. So if we need 100 cents to get to $1, I need 20 nickels to get to 100, because you haven't learned this yet, but 20 times 5 is 100. So repeat after me. 1 nickel equals 5 cents, equals 5 cents. I need 20 to get to 100 cents. 28 to 100 cents. Then I'll say the next coin is the dime. Can everyone say dime? Dime. If you notice, I want to show you something. The nickel is bigger than our dime, but our dime is worth 10 cents. So it's worth more. The value of my coin, how much it is worth, is bigger than my nickel, even though my nickel is bigger in size. One dime is 10 cents. Can everyone say one dime is 10 cents? One dime is 10 cents. Great. Does anyone have a guess on how many dimes I need to get to my $1? 10. Good job. So if I wanted to get to $1 worth of dimes, I would need 10. So I'd go, can everyone count to 100 with me by tens? Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Good job. So I would need 10 of these to get one of these. Awesome. And then our last coin that we're going to be going over today is a quarter. Can everyone say quarter? Quarter. The quarter is the biggest coin that we're going to be working with today. I'm not going to introduce the 50-cent coin because that's not a standard coin that is used often. So I'm just going to go up to the quarter. One quarter is 25 cents. Can everyone say 25 cents? Good job. So 1/4 means it's 1/4 of a dollar. So I need 4 quarters to get to $1. Okay, it's 25 cents. I would go 25, 50, 75, 100 cents. So can everyone say 1/4 is 25 cents. It's 25 cents. I need 4 to get to $1. I need 4 to get to $1. And then I would begin talking to my students about how whenever we're working with money, cents come after our dollar. So we would have $1, we'd have our dollar amount, a decimal. They will have worked with decimals up to this point, then our cents. So we would work with that a little bit. If I had more time, I would do that. But I'll kind of just discuss that a little bit with my students about how cents come after the decimal, dollar bills come before the decimal. And so after we have a little bit more practice with this, again, because this is a mini lesson, I can't talk to you about my full lesson, but we would go over cents and dollar bill value a little bit more. And after that, I would ask if they have any questions, if they need any clarification with anything like that. And then I would say, okay, class, great job with learning about money and identifying. I'm going to hold up a coin and I want you to tell me the name of the coin and how much it is worth, or the dollar bill. I'm going to hold it up and I need you to raise your hand. I will unmute you and you will tell me. So I'll say our first one is this. Who can tell me what this is and how much it is worth? Paul. That's a $1 bill and it is worth $1. Great job. Go through that with the dollar bills. And then I would say, okay, now we're going to do our coins. So I'm going to hold up a coin and I want someone to raise their hand. I'll unmute you again and you tell me. So I'd say, what is the name of this coin and how much is it worth? Okay, Sally, that is a penny and it is worth 1 cent. And I go up nickel. I probably go not in order. I might hold the quarter up next and the dime and the nickel just so that they don't have so they don't get stuck in memorization. So I'd say, okay, next I have this one. What is it? Okay, Matt, what is it? That is a quarter and it is worth 25 cents. Awesome job. And so again, my main objective with this mini teach lesson is to get them to learn how to identify the coin by their name, because they'll need to know that with accurate pronunciation, with accurate information, because like I mentioned, it's something that they need to know early on because they'll use it forever. This is not a lesson that they're just going to be able to blow through, something that they really need to know. And so if I were to continue teaching this lesson, a way that I would expand on it is I would introduce word problems into the lesson of saying, okay, if I felt like they were confident in knowing how to add up coins, how many coins do I need to make up a dollar? some word problems that I have that I would ask my students if, again, I felt like they were comfortable with this, is I could ask them, okay, I have $1, 2 quarters, and a nickel. How much money do I have total? And be able to work with them with that. So I could say, I have $1. So what's going to be before my decimal? 1 decimal. I have 2 quarters. How many quarters did I say need to make up 100? 4. What is half of that? Because I only need 2. Maybe they'll get 50 cents. You know, I might have to work with that, process that with them. And I'd say, great. And I'm going to also add a nickel. 55. I have $1.55. You know, so being able to work with them to gradually increase their knowledge of names and the value of money. And so another question I could ask is, a girl has a $20 bill and 1 dime. So she has $20.10. Figure that out. And then her friend has a $5 bill and 2 dimes, $5.20. How much do they have altogether? So being able to work with that, again, because they are young elementary, they'll need some guidance, but this would be a great way to start, you know, giving them greater knowledge in this information. And so I would ask them questions of what are some clarifying clues, what are some details that can help us figure out dollar bills or cent worth, things like that. And then I would say, okay, next time we're going to discuss how we can use money to buy things. We're going to talk about different items and what we need to buy them. You know, I could, and then in that lesson, okay, bubble gum. Do I need a $10 bill to buy bubble gum? No, I could use a quarter to do that. I want to buy a water bottle. Can I use 2 pennies to do that? No. And so that's what I would do for the next step for my lesson, is being able to implement money and how we buy things and what kind of money needs to be used to buy those items. And so that is my lesson on identifying bills and coins with students in first grade. Thank you guys.